Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Software Engineering Pathway. I'm Sam, and today we are shifting roles from scientist to coach. We are diving into Skill 22, S22, evaluate learning points arising from software engineering work, to identify lessons learned and recommendations for future projects. This skill is about continuous improvement. In sports, a championship team doesn't just play a match and go home. Win or lose, they watch the game tape the next day. They analyze every move to find out what worked and what didn't. Our goal is to learn how to do this for software. We want to turn raw experience into wisdom. We want to stop making the same mistakes twice. Because an engineer who doesn't learn stagnates, but a team that learns together becomes unstoppable. Let's decode the standard. S22 asks for two distinct things: lessons and recommendations. A lesson learned looks backward. It is a statement of fact about what happened. We discovered that the third-party API was slower than the documentation said. That is knowledge. A recommendation looks forward. It is an action plan. Next time, we should prototype the API integration in week 1 to validate performance. That is improvement. This usually happens in a retrospective meeting. The key insight here is that blame is useless. Saying, "Bob broke the build," teaches us nothing. Asking, "Why did our system allow Bob to break the build?" teaches us everything. The primary vehicle for S22 is the retrospective. We don't just sit around and chat. We use a structured format like start, stop, continue. Start, what new technique should we try? Maybe TDD. Stop, what is slowing us down? Maybe long meetings. Continue, what is going great? Maybe the new code review checklist. We follow the prime directive. We assume everyone did their best. We attack the process, not the person. If you use this structure, you turn complaints into engineering improvements. To get deep lessons, we need root cause analysis. We revisit the 5 whys, but this time applied to our process, not just the code. Imagine a bug hit production. Why? It was missed in testing. Why? There was no unit test. Why? The developer was rushed. Why? The deadline was unrealistic. The recommendation isn't write more tests. It is involve developers in the estimation meeting so deadlines are realistic. By doing this, you fix the system that created the bug, ensuring it never happens again. S22 also requires evaluating your technical decisions. Go back to the choices you made in S17. Ask hard questions. Did that library actually save us time, or did we spend weeks fighting it? Was the NoSQL database actually scalable, or did it crash? Be honest. Admitting, "I chose the wrong framework because I didn't understand the constraints," is a sign of seniority, not weakness. Update your architecture decision records, ADR, with the outcomes so the next team learns from your experience. How does S22 apply to you? As a software engineer, you are uniquely placed to evaluate the developer experience, DX. You might identify a lesson: our local build takes 10 minutes. With 6 devs, we waste 6 hours a day. Your recommendation: implement hot reloading tools to cut build time to 5 seconds. Or you notice, we get merge conflicts every Friday. Your recommendation: switch to trunk-based development so we merge smaller chunks every day. You are optimizing the machine that builds the software. That is high-value work. Here is how you can apply S22 tomorrow. Action 1, Personal Retro. Every Friday afternoon, spend 10 minutes. Write down what went well, what went badly. Do this for 4 weeks and you will spot patterns. Action 2, the Postmortem. The next time you fix a bug, ask, "How can I prevent this class of bug forever?" Maybe add a linter rule. Write it down. Action 3, the Suggestion. In your next team meeting, don't just complain. Propose one change based on your notes. "I noticed we struggle with X, so I recommend we try Y." Be the person who brings solutions, not just problems. For your portfolio, use STAR. This is the continuous improvement story. Situation: we successfully completed the first phase of the database migration project. Task: I needed to evaluate our performance to ensure phase 2 went smoother. Action: I facilitated a team retrospective using the start, stop, continue method. I identified that manual regression testing was the biggest bottleneck. I recommended investing time in automating the regression suite before starting phase 2. Result: phase 2 delivery velocity increased by 30% because we didn't have to test manually. Reflection: I learned that pausing to reflect and sharpen the saw actually speeds up future work. In your major project, S22 is the core of Chapter 6, Evaluation. Start by comparing your outcomes versus goals. Did you meet the objectives? Then, list your lessons learned. Be honest about what went wrong. I underestimated the complexity of the API authentication. Finally, write your recommendations. If I did this project again, I would use a pre-built auth provider like Auth0. Assessors love self-awareness. Critiquing your own work proves you have grown. It gets higher marks than pretending everything was perfect. Let's wrap up. We've learned that S22 is about being a team coach. We follow the cycle of experience, reflection, and recommendation to drive improvement. We use retrospectives to capture this wisdom. Your next step is to write that personal retrospective for your current project. What would you tell yourself if you could go back to the start? In our final skills session, S23, we will look at how to extend your knowledge and stay current in this incredibly fast-moving industry. Remember, mistakes are only failures if you don't learn from them. See you next time. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you now feel more confident in mastering this topic. If you found value in this session, I have a small favor to ask. Please hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and follow our channel. It really means a lot to me and helps the algorithm show these lessons to other apprentices just like you who need support. Don't forget, you can download today's slides and the full transcript at www.mentorinai.com EPA Hub. While you are there, check out our mock interview and portfolio review services to make sure you are fully ready for your EPA. See you in the next video. Keep learning.